Welcome on to the next edition of Run. I'm Brad Brown. We've got the coach Lindsay Parry with us once again, and today's one is going to be a goodie. We're going to be talking about the route profile of the Comrades Marathon Up Run. We've done an audio run through of it, but I thought it would be good to get an updated one. We did that a few years ago, and we've got the coach with us. Lindsay, welcome back.
How's it, Brad?
Yeah, Lindsay, not too long to go now. I've been following all the excitement and nerves and nightmares on various social media groups and on our forum as well on the Coach Parry Training Club. There's lots of butterflies forming, and I think we're going to add to that now by talking about the Comrades Marathon Up Run route profile. If you look at it, and it's a beast to start with. I mean, people talk about the big 5 hills, but there's a lot more to it than just the big 5 hills that everyone talks about.
Yeah, Brad, I mean, to break it down into its most simple components, the up run this year is 86.8 kilometers. The first half is slightly shorter than the second half at 43 point something. But yeah, I mean, they're essentially 43 point something each. You will be doing 900 meters of elevation gain in the first 43 kilometers of Comrades. The good news, though, is that as much climbing as there is in the first half, there's also over 600 meters of elevation loss in that first half. And that's quite important, because when we talk to people about how slowly they should be running at the start, people freak out because they go, well, how am I going to be able to make that up in the second half? They don't really, you could never convince them that the second half profile is easy enough for them to buy into this concept that they're going to lose that much time. And I think now that I've gone and broken it down like this, you can see that although there's a 300 meter net elevation gain, you actually, by running conservatively, are not going to be that far behind that halfway. And I think that's the key. I think that's what people need to understand. And then very interestingly is that in the second half, there's still almost 600 meters of vertical elevation, which is a lot, but there is slightly more vertical elevation loss in the second half. So your net loss is about 9 meters. It's really negligible. But the point is that the second half is considerably easier than the first half. And so if we run through the route then, just to get an understanding, is that your major points where you've got to be careful on the up run and to make sure that you do run extremely slowly, probably in the region of 30 to 40 seconds slower than the average that you're planning on running. That's going to be on 45th cutting, which comes very early in the race, probably at about 6 or 7 kilometers. Cowie's Hill, which comes at around 16 kilometers, 15, 16 kilometers. Fields Hill, which is the steepest and nastiest of them all, and it's the only one with no drop. So you don't have any elevation loss after Fields Hill. So that 300 net gain, almost all of it comes from Fields Hill, and that's quite a long climb of about 4 kilometers, starting at around about 21, 22 Ks. Then we are still steadily climbing, even once you've gotten to the top at about 25-ish, 26 kilometers. You're still climbing, but it's much, much more gradual. You go through hill crest, where you get a slight bit of rest for your legs as you drop down a very little bit. And then we hit Bothas Hill. Now, very steep, very short, but the good news is that once you get to the top of Bothas Hill at around about the 33, 34 kilometer mark, you then do start to get some reprieve, and it's a long drop. Sorry, that's about the 36 to 37K mark, and then it's quite a long drop into halfway, and where you'll then be able to get back a lot of that vertical elevation gain. Now, the important thing on those hills, on the downhill, should I say, is that you are going to make up time, but you're not going to chase time. And this is a really crucial distinction, because if you just let gravity do its work and you run easy down that hill, you're going to run in the region of 30 seconds per K faster than the average required. So you're going to be making up a whole lot of time, so that by the time you get through halfway, you're actually not going to be that far behind. You're probably going to be somewhere in the region of 3 to 5 minutes behind what you would like to be going through halfway as a worst case scenario. So you're going to be okay. That's really what I want to stress. In the second half, probably the hardest climb of the day, because there will be a little bit of fatigue that is set in, but also just because it's a long climb of approximately 5 kilometers, you're going to climb from 43-ish Ks all the way up to 48, 49 kilometers, and that is up and out of Nchanga. From that point on, the up route really settles down. There are some rolling hills that we've got to get over, but on the whole, there's a lot more down from that point on in the second half of the run. And if you are able to run, not able to push, not necessarily feeling fresh as a daisy, but if you're still feeling good and strong enough to be able to run, this is the time on the route where you will be putting time in the bag, because the climbs are much shorter, the downs are fairly gentle and much longer, and you can put those to good effect. You will hit the high point on the route at Umlaas Road, which is a little over 22 Ks to go. But from that point on, there's again some really grand downhills all the way until you hit Little Polly's with about 13 Ks to go. Little Polly's is about a K up, and then it's about a kilometer down the other side where you'll hit Polly Shorts with just under 10 Ks to go. Now, most of us will walk from the beginning to the top, and that is absolutely fine. You will do that. Walk, get yourself over Polly's. The good news is that if you get through Polly's on track to get your time, and if you get through Polly's through that last cutoff, you have a really good chance of finishing Comrades. There's one more sneaky little climb left with the new finish. There is Gladys Mzini Drive, so you'll get over Polly's, which is a little under 8 Ks to go, run to the bottom of Polly's, hook a right turn, and with just over 6 Ks to go, you'll hit your last fairly nasty climb, if I'm honest, but it's not too long. Again, a little run-walk strategy will get you over the top, and then it's a left turn and a little over 5 Ks of downhill all the way to the finish in Scottsville.
That's awesome, Lindsay. I mean, just sitting listening to that, I think that will help a lot of people. Also, don't forget, we are doing another one of our Comrades webinars. It's coming up, the last one. You can get all the details if you head over to coachparry.com/webinar. That's where you can get all the details. Make sure you register for that. We're going to be talking about race day management particularly, and how you can save yourself 20 minutes on race day. So you don't want to miss out on that. And don't forget too that we're giving you the opportunity to win thanks to Biogen. All you need to do is let us know what you're training for, what you need help with, and all you have to do is tell us that on social media, and make sure you use the hashtag BiogenJourney when you're doing it, and we could be making you a winner. We announce those winners on our weekly audio podcast, and you can find that on any podcast player that you listen to your podcast on. So definitely worth listening to, and you can find out if you're a winner. So make sure you use that hashtag BiogenJourney. Until next time, from myself, Brad, and the coach, it's cheers.